Western Michigan returned to University Arena last Saturday to take on the Ball State Cardinals in a matchup between the two teams that shared the MAC West Division title last season. The Broncos jumped out to a 20-point lead and led wire to wire with a balanced scoring attack led by senior guard Thomas Wilder with 14 points. The Broncos went on to win 73-58 over the Cardinals. Then last Tuesday night, the Broncos were on the road facing the defending MAC tournament champion Kent State Golden Flashes. With some hot three-point shooting, Kent State opened up an 18-point lead, but the Broncos battled back in the second half to tie the game in the closing seconds, only to lose on a Kent State shot with 0.2 seconds left in the game. Final score, Kent 73, Western Michigan 71. I'm Robin Hook. Coming up, head coach Steve Hawkins joins me for all the highlights on this edition of Bronco Review after this timeout.
Bronco Review is a production of Western Michigan University Athletics and WMU Media Services and is brought to you in part by Greenleaf Trust, financial security from generation to generation. Trust is in their name for a reason. They've earned it.
You may wonder how we pack all that great taste into just 96 calories. Well, that's a mystery you don't need to solve. You just get to enjoy. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Being a member at Arbor Financial Credit Union is the relationships and personal attention you get from our helpful and knowledgeable staff. But we realize you don't always have time for that. With Arbor Financial's secure mobile app, you can quickly check your balance, pay a bill, deposit a check, or find an ATM. In between, well, everything else. Visit us online at arborfcu.org for more information. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Are you considering home improvements? You should consider Blackberry.
Blackberry has completed several home improvement projects in our neighborhood, so when we were ready for 20 new replacement windows, we called Blackberry. They completed the project on time and their workmanship was outstanding. Our friends are amazed and we love the transformation of our home both inside and out with our new windows from Blackberry Home Improvement Specialists.
Call today or go to blackberrysystems.com.
When I grow up, I'm gonna redefine pizza. One that will change the history of pizza forever. A pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni. This is my dream, and I can do it. Because my mom and dad said I can accomplish anything. And I will do great things in life.
Sorry, kid, it's been done.
But my dream...
Introducing Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
Hi, I'm Jim Vandenberg with Maple Hill Auto Group. We know that car buying is a journey, not just a destination. We know that we need to be there each step of the way for you through parts, sales, service, through your entire ownership experience. At Maple Hill Auto Group, we look at every customer not as a single purchase, but rather as a start to a journey that we hope spans generations. Maple Hill Auto Group, for a journey like no other.
Price off the screen. Moses shows hard on the ball screen, and the three at the top by Bryce Moore is good. He opens up the game with a triple. He has been red hot from the long line and hits another one.
Bryce Moore with a big shot to open the game for Western Michigan as the Broncos led wire to wire in a victory last Saturday at University Arena over the Ball State Cardinals, where the head coach Steve Hawkins and Western Michigan and Ball State Hawk have met 128 times now, and the series is even at 64-64.
How about that? It doesn't get much better than that. I'm glad we could do our part on Saturday to take care of business and get this thing all evened up.
And how about Bryce getting you off there with a three-point shot? He's been shooting great from the perimeter.
He really has. I think he's second right now in three-point field goal percentage in conference, and it's what we've been needing. We've struggled a little bit on the road, shooting the ball from three. To get back home in the friendly confines of University Arena and in front of our home fans, it was a big deal for us, and we started off shooting the ball well.
Really good crowd for this game as the Broncos get warmed up at University Arena to face Ball State, a team that has had a great season to date. They beat 8th-ranked Notre Dame on the road earlier.
Yeah, they're an outstanding team. I mean, they kind of have it all. They can shoot it. Taylor Person's outstanding point guard. Trey Moses inside is a a big force to deal with in there, and you have to be able to shoot the ball well against these guys because they really pack it in. They don't want to let you beat them in the paint, and we started off doing that.
Really helps when you can hit those jump shots from outside. It really loosens up the post presence for the Broncos.
You know, Robin, I had a number of people after the ball game say, "Wow, you guys really shot it well," and we didn't on the day. We only shot about 39%, but we did go a 9 of 18 from 3. So it had the appearance of us shooting the ball well because we were knocking down our 3-point shots.
Yeah, you get one more for those threes than you do when they're inside the arc. That's why a lot of teams are shooting a lot of those.
That they add up in a hurry. Unfortunately, we found that out on the other side of things when we played Kent. But you know, in this ball game here, and especially in the first half, that quick start, it got us out, and then our guys played really good defense, and we had a really balanced attack really throughout the entire game.
These are two of the most veteran teams in the conference right now, with a lot of returning guys from a year ago.
You know, I had somebody, it's interesting you bring that up, and I had somebody tell me about us back when we got ready to play South Carolina, or in South Carolina early in the year, that we have a young veteran team.
Right.
You know, and that's kind of what this is. We obviously have a couple of seniors in Thomas and Drake, and then we also have some younger guys that get to play a lot just in their sophomore year. And Ball State's similar. They have a couple of guys that are a little bit older, but they have some young guys that help them out also.
Taylor Persons, he's something else. He's got the headband going. You know, he looks like a guy you play against at the Y.
I have a feeling he's going to wear the exact same thing, you know, when he turns our age. You know, and he's playing in a rec center somewhere and playing in the Ben Gay League. He's still going to be doing the same thing. He has that kind of game. He's a heck of a player and a great competitor. Just loves to compete.
Has a tremendous edge, and you just can't coach that. You either have it or you don't.
No, you know, Coach Wooden told me a long time ago, we were talking about one of his former players, and he said, you know, there's a fine line between arrogance and supreme confidence. You know, and Taylor Person is a supremely confident player. He plays the game well and shares the ball. He's kind of the head that runs that monster.
Brandon Johnson down on the low post, and tell you what, he came up with some big hoops in this game for you, and he's a force down there.
He really is. You know, and until we get Seth Dugan all the way back, and hopefully that comes soon, where he's feeling good about his game down low. I mean, Brandon and Drake Lamont are going to carry on a lot of the load when it comes to scoring down low. That, and then we've been posting up our wings. Guys like Reggie have been able to come in there and do that also.
Here's Mike Flowers, and he's been adding a lot to the Broncos' offense as he hits one in the corner. We're late in the first half here, and he's really come on.
He's come on. He had a really good week for us. He played well in both games against Ball State as well as Kent State, and we needed it. Those two threes that he hit were very timely. The Ball State was kind of hanging around, and those were kind of dagger shots.
All right, the Broncos have the lead at the half as they take a 36-25 lead into the locker room against the Ball State Cardinals last Saturday at University Arena. When we come back, we'll take a look at the second half highlights of Western Michigan's win over the Cardinals. Now timeout on Bronco Review.
You trust Dunchie Body and Frame for all your collision repair work, but they offer so much more, like paintless dent repair, brakes and wheel alignment, and perfect paint matching. Dunchie also works with all insurance companies to make sure your vehicle is restored to pre-accident condition. So for personal service and high-quality workmanship, call Dunchie Body and Frame at 375-2100 or visit their website, dunchiebody.com. Dunchie Body and Frame, part of your community since 1973.
Whether it's your knee, back, or wrist, a small pain can be a big problem that affects everything you do. Ascension Care Teams at Borges take the time to listen, because listening to you helps us see your whole picture. More conversation, more back and forth, more questions and answers. That's what helps us understand all aspects of you and your life. Find an orthopedic doctor who is right for you at borges.com/orthopedics.
The people who accomplish so much are always striving to do even more. Now, with our help, they will. It's time for more.
At Galesburg Ford, we all agree we love football.
And I like the Honolulu blue and silver. Brown and gold all the way. I kind of like purple.
We may all cheer for different teams, but our team here at Galesburg Ford has one goal, and that's to put you in the right car, truck, or SUV. So whether it's a brand new Ford
or a certified used vehicle, now you can score your next vehicle at Galesburg Ford. Touchdown!
Galesburg Ford.
Not too far for your next car.
Choosing your home isn't easy. This is where your kids will draw on the walls, where the people you love will gather to laugh and cry. It's a big decision, which is why choosing your mortgage partner should be easy. With low rates and quick turnaround, Arbor Financial Credit Union can create a customized mortgage solution that is right for you. Visit us at arborfcu.org to find out more. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Back outside of Brandon Jensen, backdoor to Flowers, reversed it up and in! Michael Flowers, pretty reverse with the left hand! And a great look by Johnson.
Mike Flowers showing his ability to go to the basket with that pretty reverse in the second half against the Ball State Cardinals last Saturday at University Arena. The Broncos leading at the half 36-25, and they would hold off Kent in the second half, outscoring them 37-33. And Mike with a big shot there. He had 8 points in this game for you, Hawk.
Yeah, it was really big. And that backdoor is something that we've been trying to get a little bit more out of our offense. It's been there for us. We keep missing it. At home it's funny because we'll miss it and you can hear the whole crowd moan. All of it. Everybody saw that coming on. In this game we actually got it, and Mike was really big for us in this game.
The old backdoor, old school basketball. Our fans love that play.
Yeah, there's no question. Well, I kind of like it too. Those layups are a little bit of a high percentage shot.
President Montgomery in the house to watch the Broncos in this contest with old rival Ball State. Here's Drake Lamont going to the rim, and the offensive rebound by Brandon Johnson.
It's something that we've been doing better and better. This game here, we really rebounded the ball well, and especially on the offensive end. You see guys a lot around the rim. When we drive it, we're trying to get teams to get into rotation basketball a little bit more than what we have been. Now, where we're driving the ball well, if we drive it, our opponent has to come over, rotate, and then when the shot goes up, then we're available for offensive rebounds.
Great effort there by Thomas Wilder to knock that ball away, maintain possession, and got a basket for the Broncos at the other end on the putback. And there's another scramble that Thomas comes up with the ball. He always seems to be around the basketball.
He does. Every once in a while, somebody like Drake Lamont messes up one of his assists. Thomas reminds him about it the next day in practice. But he's, what a player. Every year, or it seems like every week, we talk about Thomas and the things that he does for us, and they've become commonplace.
You got 3 games in a row now to get out and watch this guy. This is his final season. He's one of the best players to ever play at Western Michigan, and so get out and watch him play along with his teammates. And here he comes again at Ball State.
Yeah, he's really special. I thought towards the end of the first half we had talked a little bit about it, where we felt like we rushed a few too many shots, but when we started sharing the ball again at the beginning of the second half, we looked like ourselves again.
The thing you got to like too about Thomas is he's a humble young man, and he just wants to win and competes, but he's humble about it.
There may be no more beautiful quality in a human being than humility, and Thomas has an abundance of it. A few of our guys do, but Thomas is about as special as it gets.
All right, here's Mike Flowers with that reverse basket, and now here he come again to Seth Dugan for the jam.
Yeah, it was good to see Seth get back up in the air, and I think he might have even surprised himself. And as he ran back down the court, kind of looked down at his foot like, okay, you held up on this. That's a good sign. It was great to have the big fella back.
How about that little shuffle to the left to open it up, to the right actually, to open up the spacing, and he knocks down the shot, Mike Flowers, and then come back again with another jumper by Bryce Moore.
Yeah, again, it seemed like every time Ball State made a little bit of a run on us, then we had a timely 3. They'd cut the lead to 12, we hit a 3. They'd cut the lead to 10, we'd hit a 3. And we just kind of kept them at arm's distance the entire day.
All right, Reggie at the free throw line with the make, and say he's a good player for you too off the bench, maybe the best 6th man in the league. And then driving to the basket, you get to the rim, and if you don't make it, you go to the foul line. That's Bronco basketball.
Yeah, we really try and see if we can make more free throws than our opponents even attempt. Those are free throws that we love to have. Those are they're high. Obviously, the kind of shot that you can make, you should make, and it allows you to set your defense.
Bryce Moore with another bucket. He finished with 12 and was 3 of 5 from behind the arc. And here's Thomas doing his specialty, going to the basket.
Yeah, and he's one of the best when it comes to getting to the rim. And, we call it a streak stopper. If somebody gets a streak going against us, one of the things we want to try and do is get to the free throw line to stop that streak.
Reggie can dunk it too.
Yeah, there was a little play we ran towards the end, and we had it called earlier in the game, and it didn't materialize, and it did a little bit later on. Josh made a great pass to Reggie. Reggie finished.
Broncos get the victory and go through the handshake line and head into the locker room, sing the fight song.
That's always a good feeling right there when you can come in and sing that fight song, especially at home. It makes it a lot of fun.
Final score, Western Michigan 73, Ball State 58. We'll come back and talk more with Coach Hawkins on Bronco Review after this timeout.
Maple Hill is proud to be a Subaru dealer. Subaru, it is like no other. Because of the 35 miles per gallon that you get in the summer and the all-wheel drive in the winter, the 5-star crash test ratings, the recommendations year after year from the best consumer magazines out there. Own it and you'll say, I love my Subaru. At Maple Hill Subaru, it is a journey like no other.
A part of being a member at Arbor Financial Credit Union is the relationships and personal attention you get from our helpful and knowledgeable staff. But we realize you don't always have time for that. With Arbor Financial's secure mobile app, you can quickly check your balance, pay a bill, deposit a check, or find an ATM. In between, well, everything else. Visit us online at arborfcu.org for more information. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Does your home need a facelift? You should call BlackBerry. For over 35 years, BlackBerry's been improving the look of homes throughout West Michigan with new roofing and siding. Right now, save 50% off the installation of new roofing and siding from BlackBerry, featuring the Owens Corning Duration Shingle and Mastic Vinyl Siding. 50% off installation of roofing and siding and pay no interest for 18 months. Call today or go to blackberrysystems.com.
Uverse gives you a whole bunch of on-demand TV shows and movies. Let's get started.
Well, how many is a whole bunch? As many as Xfinity?
I swear you're gonna love it.
That didn't really answer my question.
Over 5,000 on demand.
Well, Xfinity On Demand gives us over 30,000.
We'll set it up for you.
Don't settle for Uverse. Get over 5 times more on-demand TV shows and movies on TV with Xfinity from Comcast.
Caesars has introduced the extra most bestest pizza, a large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. This affects the pizza economy, causing demand for Little Caesars to skyrocket and employment to enter a pizza boom. Where will Little Caesars get all these new employees? Oh, that's where.
Get the new Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza, a large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza. Flowers, crossover dribble, pulls up, takes a deep 3, hit it! Michael Flowers hits another triple in front of the Bronco bench.
Freshman guard Mike Flowers from Southfield providing a spark off the bench for Western Michigan in the Ball State game. He would do it again on Tuesday night at Kent State, and Mike's become the primary backup now, first off the bench to spell Thomas Wilder, Hawk.
Yeah, you're right, Robin. And one of the things that had been keeping him off the floor was his defense. Coming into system is not an easy thing to do when you've been coming out of high school ball or AAU ball. And understanding our schemes defensively was one of the issues. He's doing a lot better with that. His offense has never been in doubt. A very talented young man.
The Broncos would go to Kent, Ohio, left on Monday, traveled across the state of Ohio to Kent to take on the MAC tournament champions from a year ago, the Golden Flashes. And they've got some of the same guys, but a lot of new cast as well, and they're as athletic as ever.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, it's life on the Ohio Turnpike. Once we start headed in that direction, they're very athletic. The guards are very similar. Zabo, Jalen Walker, Avery, and then De La Rosa inside. Pippen returns, and he kind of takes the place from Jimmy Hall, their star from last year. Just a very talented team that can really get it going offensively, and when they do, they're very dangerous.
Danny Pippen got them going right away as he hit 4 consecutive threes in the first half. Now, this is a team that doesn't shoot the three that much. They were 32% from behind the arc. But they didn't miss in the first half. They were draining threes.
No, that was we had to make the adjustment to it. But Pippen himself had 11 threes on the entire year. He had 4 in the first half. As you mentioned, 32. Once you get up around 35, 36%, you're shooting the ball decent from 3. They were shooting only 32% coming in, and they were 8 for 8 to start the game, 8 for 11 in the first half.
All right, so they jump out to the lead. They led 45-33 at the half. Hockey would outscore them by 10 in the second half, 38-28. And you got the deficit down there late in the second half and tied it on a length-to-length play by Reggie Jones, who got to the rim. They goaltended on the play, and that tied it up at 71 with just seconds left in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a heck of a comeback for us, and our defense really improved. They kind of returned to earth. Kent State did. Our offensive shot selection got a little bit better. We took the ball to the rim. We went to the free throw line a lot. Unfortunately, we didn't make as many as we needed to. And then the big play down the stretch after we tied it up, we just couldn't come up with a loose ball. And Peterson picked up the ball with tenths of a seconds remaining, put it through the hoop.
Yeah, it was a dagger right there, and the Broncos didn't have really any time to get another shot up as they called timeout. But with .3, you have to tip it in, and you got to go the length of the floor, so that wasn't to be. But the effort to come back from 18 down on the road against the defending MAC tournament champions was really admirable, and the guys really battled back. And you did it, Hawk, with a smaller lineup because they were going smaller. You went a little smaller, and that lineup seemed to work for you.
Yeah, we had to go small, in this ball game. It just was the way it went and the way they shot the three.
All right, so the Broncos now will return home and play 3 consecutive home games, starting with a Friday night nationally televised game against the undefeated in conference play Buffalo Bulls. We'll talk about that next when we return to wrap up Bronco Review after this final timeout.
Staying with a standard checking account isn't much different than stashing your money in a piggy bank. A Momentum checking account from Arbor Financial Credit Union is like strapping a rocket to your piggy bank and launching it to higher earnings. With Momentum checking, the more you use your debit card, the more interest you can earn. Up to 4% APY on balances up to $15,000. Visit arborfcu.org to find out more. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Whether it's your knee, back, or wrist, a small pain can be a big problem that affects everything you do. Ascension Care Teams at Borgias take the time to listen, because listening to you helps us see your whole picture. More conversation, more back and forth, more questions and answers. That's what helps us understand all aspects of you and your life. Find an orthopedic doctor who is right for you at borgias.com/orthopedics.
At Galesburg Ford, we're getting geared up for fall. So if your goal is to be driving a new car, rush on down to Galesburg Ford.
You can't afford to pass up these great deals on a new car or truck at Galesburg Ford. New 2018 models are arriving daily. Come come out and visit us at Galesburg Ford. We're located 1 mile north of I-94, exit 85, halfway between Kalamazoo and Battle Creek. When it comes to your next vehicle, our team has you covered at Galesburg Ford.
Not too far for your next car.
I'm Carter Osterhaus. You're gonna love banking with Lake Michigan Credit Union. It's the one place where you'll always get great rates and the best service. Take advantage of Lake Michigan Credit Union's max equity loans. It's the perfect way to affordably finance home improvements, repairs, and new appliances using the equity in your home. Anyone can open an account. I did. Lake Michigan Credit Union, the best place for your money.
Wing on the right, Moore into Dugan to the hole for the dunk. Moore to Dugan for the jam on the right. 52-35 on the slam dunk by Dugan.
Seth Dugan showing that he's getting healthier by the game, and you're going to need that here as you get ready for 3 tough home games, Hawk. Back to back to back at University Arena, starting with undefeated Buffalo. They're 5-0 in the MAC, Hawk.
And they have it all, Robin. I mean, it's going to be a great game for us. The game is nationally televised. Should be a lot of fun to be in the house on Friday night. But they have it all. They have perimeter shooting. They have great inside play. They defend real well. In conference play, they have a 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio as a team. Normally, you look for that out of your point guard. They have it as a team, just an outstanding team. There's a reason they're undefeated so far in conference play.
5-0 in the MAC, and they were the preseason favorite in the East Division. The Broncos were the preseason favorites and overall favorites out of the West Division. It's fun when you see these talented teams get together on your home floor. In fact, you played these guys twice because you got to go to Buffalo here in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's they're our crossover, so them in Miami. And it is a very, very difficult matchup for us. There's so much outstanding. I mean, well, obviously it's a difficult matchup for everybody because they're winning games, but they're very balanced. They really, I'll tell you what they do probably better than anybody we've seen so far this year, and that includes South Carolina, is they can turn your mistakes, whether it's a bad shot or whether it's a turnover, they can turn it into points in a hurry.
You'll also want to be on hand not only for the basketball game, but a chance to see the national championship trophies. It makes its tour around the country. It'll be in Kalamazoo Friday night when the Broncos take on the Bulls at 7 o'clock. Next week, we turn our attention to Bronco hockey as Western Michigan plays host to Colorado College. We'll have all the highlights with Andy Murray next week on Bronco Review. Coach Hawkins and our staff, I'm Robin Hook. Thanks for watching. See you next week.